I'm Matt Kramer. I'm the warden of Folsom Prison. Been the warden here for about 18 months. I was a warden at Jamestown State Prison for about 6 years before I came down here. And before that, I was up in California Correctional Center in Susanville as a chief deputy warden. I went to school in the Bay Area, graduated from the University of San Francisco, and majored in business and administration, public administration. And from there, I went to work for the state of California.
I'm Officer Miller, and I'm currently a correctional officer at Folsom State Prison. I had a friend that said, hey, you know, department's hiring. I really didn't know what I was getting into until I went to academy, because it's corrections, you know, it's like, what's that? Well, you know, it's like, you know, the jails, you know, it's, you know, with inmates, it's like, you know, what the sheriffs do. And I didn't realize that until I went to academy, until they really broke it down, and it's like, you know, oh, wow, prison, oh, you know. And I went through a 6-week academy. I think the academy now is like 16 weeks, if I'm correct, but it was 6 weeks when I went through it. Oh, the whole aspect's a challenge. You know, anything can happen from the time that you come on to you leave, and it's just not a job. It is an adventure. There are a lot of things that can happen. I think you'll see a lot of stuff that the average person does not see or experience probably in a normal job.
My name's Aaron Gorby, and I'm 28, and I started in corrections when I was 23. Some of the challenges are numerous. There's a lot of them. You don't really realize till you get in what is required of you. But the biggest challenge, I guess, is for me and probably most people I've talked to and worked with in the 5 years is trying to figure out how to leave everything that you do here behind you when you get off.
Well, getting into the field, I think it can be a very rewarding field. I think the folks that get into the field have to understand that we're here to protect the public. I mean, our main thing is to provide public safety, protect the inmates from each other. And when you're doing that, you have to know what the code of confinements are. You have to know what the laws are. You have to know what the rules are. And when you come in, you can't get in a position of getting into a personal situation. You have to treat it just like you would in a law enforcement type situation, knowing what the inmates have coming under the law, and treat them accordingly.
Usually when people ask me, what do I do for a living, I tell them I'm a security specialist in a gated community. And some get it and some don't. And then I tell them, look, this is what I do. I work in a prison. And then, you know, and they find it interesting. The public, you know, a lot of people, they think that's very, very interesting, and a lot of them say that, man, I couldn't do that. Listen to what people have to say. People that have been in a job a little while, we're not going to steer you wrong. That's not my goal, to steer somebody wrong, because you're my backup. You know, I don't want to steer you wrong. Listen, keep your eyes open, and watch and listen just to what goes on, and keep an open mind.